So you're going to help us as well, right? We're going to carry on.
Alright.
From the first album. This is called
Good afternoon, Saturday. Or evening. Early evening. Welcome to the Whole Lotta Zepp channel. We'll be talking some diecast and listening to some Zeppelin bootlegs. So, first what I got on tap is a Mustang comparison here. I had mentioned on one of my other videos about the louvers that M2 does compared to the louvers that Johnny Lightning does. So they're already set up on the table. Say hi, thing. He's so easy. Let me zoom it in here a little bit and then I'll back it away. So, alright, I know I just recently shown the 1970 white Shelby GT500. That is something beautiful. And the louvers just fit right in there right. But here's this M2 Boss 302, which is also a 70. So it's a fair comparison. But as far as performance goes, there is no comparison. Shelby's topped that one. But the louvers, I mean, you look at the ones on M2, it just looks like they didn't take the time to make it sit in there right. It was like a last minute decision. Yeah, we're going to put louvers on here, and I'm not going to make the glass indented so the louvers sink in so it's more level. Look how far away it sticks out. It's so goofy looking. I don't remember louvers ever looking like that on a Mustang. So that's my little rant. That's what that grinds my gears. That's what Peter Griffin from the Family Guy says when he had his own news station. That really grinds my gears. So that was just a comparison I had with the louvers on the Mustang, and I'm still sticking with the Johnny Lightning Shelby GT 500 over the Boss 302 M2. There's just no comparison other than the M2 is slightly bigger. And Johnny Lightning is slightly smaller, so I'm gonna go more with the Johnny Lightning scale. As looking at other cars, they seem to fit the scale better than this M2. It does look like it's bigger, but then again, maybe that model was a bigger model, Joe. I don't see how they could shrink a model down and make it more. I don't know. I just can't see them shrinking a model. It just doesn't make sense to me. I just believe that M2 tire changer is. I say tire changer because it was part of a tire changer series. That it's a 1/64th scale. It just looks a little too big. All right, that's my little soapbox. It's not a bad casting, the M2 Mustang. I just like the Shelby a shit ton better. Alright, so Saturday here. I'm going with, everybody seems to be doing some sort of a themed of a model. So this is going to be a shout out to Joe on this particular model, as he was kind enough to do a trade with me. And as I've said, I'm humbled by that because it's something he doesn't normally do. So that makes it extra special that he was willing to make that trade with me. I don't want to get in his personal business, but I just wanted to say I hope he didn't purchase a new one for my benefit, as I knew that you had opened it, and that didn't bother me in the trade in the least, because I know you open things. And if you went out and you purchased this, so I wouldn't have something that was unopened, I think that is extremely generous of you, Joe, but you honestly did not have to do that. But again, thanks to you, you shored up my '64 Barracuda collection, and I know you think it's an ugly pony car. That's okay. We all have our likes and dislikes, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's why I just jumped on the opportunity at possibly wanting to trade with you, because you were just, you pretty much dissed the car, and you didn't have any likes about it. So I was just like, wow, I'll be more than willing to trade with you. And again, thank you, Joe, because I have two 64s, and I am greatly appreciative of that. As a matter of fact, what I'll do is I will bring the other 64 out. So I'm learning how to open these boxes here now with materials like the blades, so I don't destroy the boxes opening them, because now I hear that that's like an issue and a complaint with some collectors, how the boxes are slightly damaged. So it's always something, I'm telling you. Now, okay, they're both Auto Worlds, yet the one that I'm bringing out now, the light blue, the baby blue, seems a little bit heavier. And looking here, they're I believe the one that Joe had traded with me is a new casting, if I'm not mistaken. But I just have a new fond appreciation of all things Mopar. These Barracudas are just exceptional. Joe, thank you so much for that trade. It's a beautiful addition to my collection, and I can't thank you enough, man. Just push this back just a little bit. Sorry, thing, you're in the way. I know, you got no problem with it. You just keep waving. You just high five everybody that's watching. Virtual high fives all around. Alright, so those are the 64s. And of course, we'll comes after 64 is the 65s. Now, this is the one that I have questioned the owner on his thinking, and this is a 65 Hearst edition. And I'll go again with the story for some of you who may not have been aware. This particular model, and these models are really built after owners that own these cars. So this owner, I don't know if he's the original owner or he just happens to be one that got lucky enough to do a rotisserie restoration. In any event, this Hearst model does not have the blue line tires. It has white lines instead. And the most important thing of all, like I've said in the past when I've complained about this car, is the guy deleted the Hearst shift kit. I don't know how that affects the appreciation or the D-value of the vehicle based on these aspects. It is, in a matter of terms speaking, a 64 Hearst in looks only, and that there is just only 90% in looks because the tires are wrong. If you had the correct tires, it would be a more convincible true Hearst edition. So why the guy deleted these options but wanted this model is beyond me, unless he just really liked that gold stripe down the center of the barracuda. So I'm going to move this off to the side, and we've seen this one before, and Joe, I think you even commented, as much as you didn't care for the 64 red, you had made a comment on how beautiful you thought this one was, and the model didn't change all that much. I guess it might be just the coloring and just the fact that it's a true Hearst edition. But here we go. This is what the Hearst is supposed to look like. This guy has the Hearst shift kit in it. It has the blue line tires with the white lettering. And everything else that comes with the Hearst edition, the gold stripe. It's a beautiful paint job. I gotta say, the white one, I love the white one too, I really do. And I'm glad it's in my collection, and it's got a story behind it, although I don't know if that's all that car would be capable of drawing in a car show, is just that story, or is it really something special because it is a Hearst model for all intent purposes, but it doesn't have the most important features of the Hearst car that the black car does. But there's the 265 Barracudas. I should have played a little bit of that song at the beginning. I could plug my guitar in and play the intro real quick, but how silly would that be? So there we have the 65s, and we'll take the non-Hearst shifter, white line tire, sad sack Hearst Barracuda, 90% looks only. This one still on the turntable, that's the real deal. That one is a 100% Hearst edition Barracuda. I'll I love the paint job and the gold stripe. It's just perfect. Next up is, so I'm missing a 66 and a 67. I do not have them yet. But what I do have is an M2 69. And of course, it's M2s are just, I think they're just slightly on the bigger side. And because those last ones the last four I just showed, they were all Auto World. If I did say Johnny Lightning, I meant to say Auto World. And we all know that Auto World is true to scale. So I gotta say that M2 is just slightly off, just a little too much. But this is the 69 Barracuda. This is before they went AAR. I wish I had a 66 and a 67 to lead up to this one, as this is pretty much the last time you will ever see the way the front looks and that slanted back, because it all changes. And this is what I got to show. You keep checking out that 69. And this is just, if you like Plymouth, or if you like Dodge, if you like Mopar, if you like Cudas, do yourself a favor. Get the Johnny Lightning edition. The AAR Cudas 1970. I promise you won't be disappointed. The hood does open, but it doesn't want to stay open, and I'm not going to play around forcing it. So, recently I had shown the 1970 Dodge Charger I finally got, that was in Panther Pink. And since this is a Plymouth, since this is a Plymouth, they cannot call it Panther Pink. However, they can use the same paint color and give it a different name. And that's what they did. So this is the 1970 AAR Cuda in Moulin Rouge. And it's a sweet looking car, and I'm so glad that somebody finally did the 1970. I mean, it's just killing me seeing all these brands out there doing the 71, and even the older models, but for some reason 1970 seemed to be a spot that a lot of these brands seem to overlook. Now here I have the same one in vitamin C, with a brown steering wheel, white interior, black dashboard, actually just white bucket seats and black back seats, and it's got a black console with some detailing in there as well. The doors inside are white, and then as far as in the back, it's all white there as well too. And I think this Moulin Rouge is just a black interior with a wooden. Yeah, It's a black interior with a wooden steering wheel. But this is definitely a happy addition to my collection. I love barracudas, and this is the car that is the transformation between the old body style to the new body style. And I love what they did. So there on the turntable is the vitamin C. And up next, I have 71s, and that's all that I have left is 71s, but I have quite a few. Alright, the first one I have up here, first time, everything that you're seeing here on the turntable, aside from the black barracuda and the 1969 M2 barracuda, nothing else has had any oxygen. So I don't know how familiar you people are with 1980 campy horror flicks. This car is the 340 that was used in the movie Phantasm. If you know the movie, you definitely know this car. And I got to admit, I am a fan of 80s campy movies, but more importantly, I fell in love with this car because of that movie. This particular car, speaking of, I always did like the Cudas. But it was a recreation by Graveyard Cars, and they decided not to go with a sunroof because that was what was done on the original car, and it caused so much damage to the roof and the interior with leaking that it was beyond repair. They chose not to do that with the recreation of this model. So everything that you see here on this car is 100% correct, besides the sunroof that was on the original in the movie. Everything else is the same. And that is a 340 from the movie Phantasm, recreated by the TV series Graveyard Cars. Up next is a car from my favorite movie with Nicolas Cage. That guy just irritates the hell out of me for some reason, but I loved I loved him in this movie, Gone in 60 Seconds. And this is the car. It is also a Moulin Rouge that Angelina Jolie had the pleasure of driving, as she called it, the Pink Lady. And that is a true Hemi. Just like the one that was in the movie, just like sorry, I just got caught up in Jimmy Page's solo a little bit there. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. I apologize. So it's just as realistic as Eleanor from the same movie, the same year. Again, beautiful car. I love the color because it's such a unique color for that time era, and it was not well responded. Once they found out that somebody did Panther Pink, somebody up in the Mopar head office got pissed off about it, and they pulled the color. So anybody that has an original Panther Pink or Moulin Rouge, thank yourself lucky, because you have something that got pulled off the floors color wise because it pissed off at the top brass. That's pretty funny. Um, Now, every time I see this car, I do think of our friend David from Twice Diecast. Only because of a video that I saw him a while back posted about peg hunting and what was available to him in his area in Alabama. And this happened to be one of the cars that he had pointed out, and just so happened to be the same day that I purchased the car. And he pointed it out, and he just, and I do agree. So it's got a fast fish on it. But the car does not need to be a driving advertisement. I mean, the car itself is advertisement. It's all the advertisement you need. You don't need to have that crap written on the side of the car or fast fish on the hood. So I do understand where David's coming from, because it takes away from the actual look of the car. Some people like this. I honestly, when I got it, I didn't really put too much thought or effort into the livery on it. But after hearing David's opinion on it, it made me think about it, and he was absolutely right. So I think, and that was an M2, by the way. And it's, again, M2 is all over the place with their castings. They just, I can't for the life of me figure them out. And the louvers look good on this one. Here is another Hemi. I think that last one was a Hemi as well. Yeah. Plymouth makes it. I mean, do you really need to have that written on the rear quarter panel? It's a Hemi, it's a Cuda. That's all you need to know. Like this. That's all you need to know. It's a Hemi, and it's in a beautiful color. I guess that's like a slate blue. Not too sure. This is also an M2. These last two are auto drivers. So it seems that some of the auto drivers are more in line with the 1/64th scale. But then when you go to their little three-piece sets, like the tire changers or even some of the lift sets, they may go a little bit bigger for some reason. Can't quite figure them out. Same with Johnny Lightning, because they throw out some awesome looking die casts, and some of their older models just, they shit the bed. But they've come a long way from their Playing Mantis days. Round 2 has brought them, I would say, from a serious loss of revenue, if they kept going the road they were going down with their castings. Just my opinion. So this is the M2 auto driver, counterpart to the Fast Fish. And the next two you guys have seen. but I have no problem showing them again because they are part of the Cuda family. These are two that I just gotten recently. They are the 1971 in convertible form, and that is like a slate gray. And I have the other version as well in white. In I just don't know what it is. I think sometimes they might cut the wheel well a little bit bigger than they should. This is what I'm talking about with Johnny Lightning. So I'll just show it this way. I don't even feel like complaining about it. I'm just gonna enjoy these two for what they are and how they look. This is the last of my Barracuda collection. Again, they are 71 convertibles, and they are Johnny Lightnings. So I basically showed you a Barracuda from every brand, almost. I didn't do a Hot Wheels or a Matchbox. I don't know who else makes them, but I did do Auto World, Greenlight, M2, and Johnny Lightning. So I think I filled it up pretty nicely. But that's all I got on tap for today. That's my my Barracuda collection, and it's growing. It's not nearly as big as my Chevelle collection, which is now at 23, and I'm sure some of you laugh at that as a small number. But it's a bigger number for me compared to what I started off with. So thank you for hanging out with me for this past half hour and checking out what I have on tap. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you would, hit that subscribe button and like and share. And again, I'm going to ask you, my subscribers, please go check out my friend Chris Arthur. His channel is CRA Diecast. Nice guy, wealth of knowledge, and every type of diecast imaginable that you could think of. He's got all types of scales and everything that you could ever want to possibly see. I guarantee you this guy has it. I've seen some of his videos that he has sent me personally, and I'm amazed at what this guy has in his collection. So check him out. CRA Diecast. Chris Arthur. He's a hell of a nice guy. You won't be disappointed. Tell him I sent you. I'd really appreciate it. Just if you guys want to do a random act of kindness, make this one your random act of kindness. It would make everybody feel good, including yourselves. So how about we do that? A random act of kindness for CRA Diecast, Chris Arthur. Help him out and subscribe to his channel. And if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, that would be nice too. But more importantly, hit Chris up. CRA Diecast. That's all I got for now. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And I will catch you on my next video. Stay healthy and be safe. I'm Rick, and you've been watching the Whole Lotta Zepp channel.